This is topsoil. Would you like to know what topsoil means? On the one hand, it is sand, and on the other hand, it is clay. And it is much more than just that. Topsoil is alive. It is really alive. In it, there are ants, there are beetles, and roots, and worms, and billions of many tiny microorganisms living in the topsoil. Let's have a look. I was born on a farm. I grew up on a farm, and I wanted to become a priest. And so I started my secondary education in Bishop Rogan College, a minor seminary in Buea in Cameroon. Everything was going on well, not until the 4th year when I was advised to withdraw. I cried for a whole day. I refused to eat and even denied to go on holidays. Luckily, my father spoke with the bishop, and I was transferred to St. Joseph's College, Sase, where I obtained my General Certificate of Education Advanced level. Immediately I obtained my advanced level certificate, things changed. I did not go directly to the university with my classmates. My parents died. I was frustrated for 2 years. I looked for solutions everywhere. Do you know what happened? I find my solution in illicit drug consumption and alcohol consumption. I became a laughingstock. Everybody was jeering at me. I knew nowhere to go. The whole world became dark. But in this state, I was inspired to go back to the farm. There in the farm, I received my healing. I became strong again. I cultivated so many crops, and I raised enough income to go on for tertiary education. I studied biology, and I became a secondary school teacher. The great opportunity for me to become a full-time farmer came when I was appointed as principal in a secondary school in Buea. This school was attended by children from very poor family backgrounds whose parents could not pay their fees. And so the school was almost closing its door because of bankruptcy. To me, this did not reflect the situation of a school located on a very rich volcanic soil. And so I suggested that we could incorporate agricultural enterprises in the school setting so that we'll be able to generate income to provide relevant education to these marginalized young people. My suggestion was rejected by the proprietor because the school was having a private ownership. And so I resigned and I went back to the farm. While working in the farm, I created an organic mixed food crop and food trees enterprise that served as a training ground for secondary school dropouts and a means for finance for the project itself. In the farm, I realized that farmers could either degrade the soil or restore it. Farmers grow 95% of their food on the uppermost layer of the soil called topsoil. Yet, this topsoil is endangered globally. In the last 150 years, almost half of the most productive part of the soil has disappeared as a result of unsustainable farm practices. If we continue to degrade the soil at the rate we are now, we could become short of the topsoil in the next 60 years. Today, 1/3 of the most farmable part of the planet's soil is degraded. 90% could become degraded by 2050. How do we produce our food without a healthy soil? We should all know that a healthy soil produces healthy food. And healthy food, healthy people. And all this make a healthy planet. In the last century, 80% of the most vital mineral of the soil has disappeared. I, personally farming for 20 years in Wututu in Boya, realized again that 9 out of 10 farmers grow their crops using chemical fertilizers and synthetic pesticides. They cut down so many trees, they till the soil, they engage more in monocultural activities, for example, tomato cultivation, thereby neglecting their staple food, neglecting their health, and also destroying the environment. Something has to change. And so, I started the initiative, Wandosua, a movement for an organic Cameroon. In Wandosua Organic, we envision the preservation and the restoration of the topsoil needed for all species to survive. Our all-encompassing mission is to train and equip young marginalized people with regenerative agricultural and business skills so that they become socially and ecologically responsible royal entrepreneurs. We achieve all this in our regenerative school with a curriculum of 4 acts. In Act 1, the young people have the opportunity to learn the basic sciences of the soil, its structure and texture. In Act 2, young people will have the opportunity to know how to nurse plants, grow the plants, harvest these crops in a very sustainable way. In Act 3, they will have the opportunity to learn about the basic practices of regenerative agriculture. And in Act 4, they will learn entrepreneurship. Basically, they will be able to design a business plan, launch and run the business, and make real profit. Farmers around the world cultivate so many different kinds of crops, rotate the crops in many different ways, do minimal tilling or even avoid it. Please integrate livestock, and then we'll have a very rich topsoil with billions of microorganisms living in the topsoil. Please just listen to the living topsoil. It's alive. Plants will flourish. Bees will come. They will pollinate the plants. Birds will come, singing and playing. They will pick up the seeds and plant the seeds. We have so many plants and a very rich biodiversity. This is a teaspoonful of topsoil. Imagine In a teaspoonful of topsoil, there are billions of microorganisms, much more than the human population in the entire planet. Don't you all think that this is worth protecting? Thank you.